I need more time. So I am going to get up at 5 or 5:30 in the morning, and I am going to have an hour and a half, 2 hours to just have deep work where I focus.
I was kind of open for some deep work, but I think you meant like working out or something.
I meant like work.
So the big question is this. How are leaders like you that recognize people and technology are the backbone of the company they're building continue to make progress when they have no clear idea on how to develop individuals and utilize technology in a way that helps them remain profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. This is Tom and Michaela, and welcome to the Heart and Hustle Podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Heart and Hustle Podcast. Of course, this is Tom, and this is Miss Michaela over here. This is the first time in a very long time that we've been...
It's been a really long time.
It's been a really long time.
Life has been crazy. Work has been crazy.
It has been. It's been absolutely just nuts.
Should I say what we hear all the time and it drives us crazy?
Go for it.
We've been busy.
We've been busy. I hate that term. I'm actually getting to the point, and I apologize to the customers, clients that I work with, but I've been venting on them lately. Like, I don't want to hear that you're busy. Like, you are not busy. Let's talk about busy.
Let's talk busy.
So it's not been good. It's not been a good week for that. But, you know, it's been, I mean, I think since the last time we podcasted, past tense, I mean, we've been to Florida, to our Dunedin, Florida office, probably maybe three times now.
Yeah. And I am glad we are not there right now, because right now there is a hurricane happening.
Hurricane
on
is
the
it Ian or Ian?
Ian, I
Ian?
think.
Okay.
I am blown away by it. Like, Tampa Bay is empty.
Well,
Tampa Bay is empty. There's normally water in Tampa Bay.
It's crazy because we fly down there. Like, we fly from Omaha, Nebraska to St. Pete, and Ben Maston, our IT services, I guess are now our CIO.
Shout out to Ben.
He drops a car off at the airport for us. So we literally fly into St. Pete, direct flight for like, $165 total cost. Like,
yeah. So cheap.
So cheap.
But you have to pay for the snacks.
Yeah.
Makes me mad.
And he drops the car off at the door for us, and we literally walk out the door with our duffel bag and our backpacks, and that's it. And we get inside this car and go. But we drive across like all those bridges every single
time we're there.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, every day. And
there's lots of water.
It's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And when we see these videos now going on with the hurricane where like there's no more Tampa Bay.
No bay.
It's gone, and the water's coming back. It's just
They said when it comes back, watch out, because it's coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah. So, between that and Jason's heart, just so much getting the first round of apprentices on, both Micah and Lisa, and getting them, pretty much ready to go and used to the system, getting ready for our second wave. I guess October 15th is the second set of applications that are coming in.
Yep.
We've had onboarding of new customers and new employees, and I mean, just life in general. And it's been absolutely just crazy. And what's funny is, like, it's not crazy like what most people think. Like, you wake up at 7:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and you kind of go to work by 8, and you kind of clock out at 5. Ben sent me a Giphy the other day of Fred Flintstone and, clocking out at 5 o'clock, and the dinosaur, the two big teeth hit the punch card. I'll see if we can't have McKenna get it up here, I guess.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones, they're the modern Stone family. From the town of Bedrock,
I just laugh about that, but I mean, it's like literally like you're up at, 5:30 in the morning, and your alarm is up, and you're done. You're springing out of bed, and it's almost, I don't know, 11:30, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning before you're actually winding down, and then you're done. And then all of a sudden you close your eyes and you feel like you've been asleep for like maybe 4.5 seconds, maybe 4 minutes. And all of a sudden, boom, 5:30 hits again, and you're off to the races.
Remember, like, last late spring, summer, I'm like, you know what? We were getting up about 6:30 around that point, and I'm like, you know what? I need more time. Like I have to have more time
Yeah.
in my day. I need more time. So I am going to get up at 5 or 5:30 in the morning, and I am
Workout.
going to have an hour and a half, 2 hours to just have deep work where I
I was
focus.
kind of open for some deep work, but I think you meant like working out or
I
something.
know. I meant like work. Like I don't have time to just like focus
Right. Well,
on
you
some
tried,
of my bigger projects.
You tried that for about a week.
No, we did it. This is the issue. We did it all summer,
Yeah, we
and we
did.
are still doing it. But it went from focused, deep work to
Yeah.
jump right into the day,
Mm-hmm.
like emails, checking just everything. Just it went from that deep, focused project work where I needed to focus on, okay, I've got to get this done.
Right.
It's a big project. I need to be able to focus. This is the only time I can do it. To 5:30 in the morning, sending emails, scheduling things, like just bam, 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 bam.
Well,
bam.
it's like you're waking up in the morning because you know that the people that you work with, not employees, but the customers that you work with, the people that you actually have to deal with, let's say that, they're not up. So it's
Right.
like you can sit up and you can pounce emails against them for, a solid 2 hours before you even know that they're getting their ass out of bed. And then you go to bed at night thinking, okay, are they in bed yet? Now, boom, 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 you hit them again.
You can like knock out 22 emails to customers and not
can.
have to worry about like an immediate response because
know.
that'll get you distracted in this direction.
But what purpose is it? What's the purpose of that? I mean, it's like you're busy, but what is the purpose?
What is the purpose?
I don't know what the purpose is anymore.
Like, I feel
And-
like we've lost control of our time. Like you and I, even with my HR stuff, even you said this and I laughed because I'm like, honey, that's you.
I'm at a loss now. Say again.
You told me you need to control your time. You need to control what you do and when you do it.
Yeah,
and you
I
just
did.
need to block off some time when you work on this client. You need to block off some time when you work on this.
Mm-hmm.
I try, and I try really hard, but you are like the last person to give me advice on that. Mr. I have 52 balls juggling in the air at the same time. And
For the record, 2. But yes, I have 52 issues juggling around at the time, all the time.
you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But it's funny. It's just like you're a duck on water, and client A calls and says, "Hey, I'm having an issue. It's an emergency or whatever it may be," and so you're racing towards that like there's a fire, and then all of a sudden there's another one that calls, and then all of a sudden it's like you're going that way because there's a fire, and pretty much you're a firefighter fighting 82 issues, and you're just a duck on water on a nice sunny day, just treading water, having fun.
But that's a problem because, like, is it ever really a fire?
Well, that
Like,
is
one of the greatest signs I've ever seen was in one of the offices I did not like in one of my former jobs. But there is some validity to this sign because it said, your lack of planning does not
Yeah.
it does not, what's that word?
I get it.
It does-
McKenna, help us out. We're going to pause here for 5 seconds here.
Words are hard at
Okay,
this late
there
at
we
night.
But no, you're
Lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency
Right.
on my part.
right. And it's hard because I think what the problem is for myself, and I know maybe for you, is that you react fast. And you feel like you have to react at a minute's notice to any person out there.
Yes.
And you have to fix that issue like now. And clients, customers get used to that. Like text messaging, like back in the day you would text somebody and then you would eventually get an answer. Well, now it's basically to the point where it's real-time communication. It's basically talking back and forth. And if that person doesn't respond within a second or 3, then it's like, what the heck happened? And
It's a
then
problem.
to even really, F things up a lot, people turn their read receipts off. So now it's like you don't know if they read it or not because, you know, there was that emoji like, I saw you read that, but now that doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, you get in that weird world where people expect that real-time communication all day long. And I have always been able to abide by that. If it's 10 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in the afternoon on a Saturday, it's like I respond. I always respond. I never not respond. I mean, even when it's a pastrami on rye, I'm thinking about responding. Oh God, look at those eyeballs roll back. It's a joke. George Costanza, Seinfeld, pastrami on rye. Google it.
Don't Google it.
So anyways.
So disappointing. Don't Google it.
But no, seriously though, I think that is part of the issue. Like your ability to respond quickly, people get used to that quickly. And they do with me. I think they do with you. In fact, tonight, you know, as we were driving to, unfortunately, you had a family member that passed away, you know, you're conversing with the client over, you know, semi-important things that is going on inside their world. And I'm like, you're driving to your uncle's funeral. You should be a little bit sad here, but you're still at the same point working with these clients. Mm-hmm. And good or not, but is that right? Good or not?
Good or not.
Yeah. Whether or not that you recognize this or not, but it's like these clients have a hold, but you also feel the responsibility because of their, you know, health and well-being and everything else. You want to take care of them. And I get it. It's really hard. I've been in that position a gazillion times in my life. I can't count how many. I think, you know, you've been in that position a lot. And it's hard.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what to say about that, but
what do you say about that?
I have a lot to say about that, but
Obviously.
I don't know if we have all the time to get into it, and I don't know what perspective you want, because like from our perspective, we're business owners. We have to do what we have to do. Plus we care deeply about our clients and how we serve them. And that goes back to our emotional ingredient that we talked about today in our 808 conviction. Like we have the conviction.
Oh boy, here we go.
We have the passion and the conviction for our careers and our clients, and we want to take care of people the best we can. On the flip hand side, if you are looking at it from our employees' perspective, do they have that same conviction? No. I think a lot of them do to an extent, but at the same time, they're like,
they don't have to.
I have like, there's work and there's my life, and there's work and there's my life. And they see that as two separate things. And we don't understand that boundary. Like that is foreign to us. I don't understand the work-life balance because it's all life to me, and it all is intertwined.
And we've talked about that on past podcasts, but there is no such thing as work-life balance. And I'll say it again. There is no such thing as work-life balance. There is no balance between work and life. There's simply just life.
Look at 100 years ago when like our Prairie People were, they worked all the time, and they worked to live and they lived to work. Now people tell me I work to live. Well, you used to do the same thing, but it was not like you couldn't cut it off at 5. You worked, you harvested, you sewed your clothes, you drew water, it was a constant. There was no differentiation between work and life.
Well, I think we're in a cycle. I think this entire, existence that we're all in, we go through 20 to 30 year cycles, and every 120, 30 years, it just resets. I honestly think about that. And I just think that we're in a cycle now that people are in the position to think that we're in some work-life balance. And what's going to happen is that mentality, as this economy kind of goes down, this economy starts to crash, this economy starts to have issues, you're going to have a whole subset of individuals that really don't know how to work. And then you're going to have to toughen your skin up a lot to get through maybe what would be considered the next, 20 or 30 years. you're going to have to go back to when my grandfather, for example, born 1928, he's alive today at 94 years old. He was born in an era that he came home from school and he had a salt shaker in his back pocket to just think of like, what happens if I find a tomato in a garden, I can eat. So
on the way home from school.
Yeah. So it's like he was basically this person that started from this young age that just knew how to work and persevere and go through it. And now we're inside the world where, my son on his soccer team, they're getting medals for 8th place. So everything is handed to them now. He's what, 9? Mm-hmm. He's 9. He'll be 10 soon. He's loaded up with iPads and iPhones and just got brand new shoes again. I didn't tell you about this the other day. He got out of the car and says, "Look, Dad, I got new shoes." I'm like, "Great, another pair." every 9 days here. But, it's just, they don't know the meaning of work. And I say kids nowadays, they just don't know the true meaning of work. There's so much about work-life balance, and they just don't really get it. Because when times are hard, 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now, and you really have to work, you're going to lose. Yeah. You don't know how to actually work. And that scares me. Mm-hmm. So, but the issue is right now is that, everybody has to have that ethic and that drive in them. And, you can't be on the other side though, and be an employee of a company and have this weird feeling like you have to work 24/7. That's not it either.
No, not at all.
Not at all. But I think knowing the know-how how to do it versus it's 5:00, I'm heading out, versus, Saturday afternoon, rainy day, nothing much going on. You're going to learn how to sharpen your saw a little bit and really kind of go down that path and learn something new. People are kind of giving that up. So they're not actually learning something new. So that's a whole different conversation. And I got to be a little bit careful, I think, in how I talk about that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's easy on this podcast. I think it's easy I think you and I understand it. We kind of get it. But I think it's like anything else. You have a young couple, 22 years old. They get married, and now they got to work on that relationship to kind of become one. Like, understand what marriage is. Understand, that they're now one and kind of all that jazz. I get it. But
kids enter the picture.
Yeah, kids enter the picture. Life
School,
changes. And
activities.
But what happens is I often feel that like a person's career is much like, this may sound weird, but is much like the same relationship as it is with your spouse. You become one with your career. It doesn't define you, but it basically defines parts of you, I guess, if you will. So, and that's what's hard for me, is because I think a lot of people look at their job as I punch in, I punch out, but you spend 8 hours a day, sometimes more, in this job. So you spend a third of your day.
A lot of people don't like what they're doing, though.
No,
so they don't want to even think about the fact that their job is their identity and who
I
they
think
are.
most people hate what they're doing. I don't think a lot of people are truly in love with what they do. I don't think they are.
Yeah, that's sad. And on one hand, I mean, you have this, you have social media culture and just...
Hang on.
Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. You have, just social media and the culture right now saying, screw your employer, do what you love. And I'm sorry, that's not reality. Like, not everybody can just do what they love, because doing what we love anymore, what does that mean?
Well, I think a lot of people can. I think
some people can.
I think some people can have the drive. I mean, if you love to go to garage sales all day long, go to garage sales. If you love to sell these little adapters here, sell them all day and make the money. I think you can do that. But I think what the issue is as individuals are growing up, they've been used to a very a very easy lifestyle where mom and dad have really provided for them, like given them everything. They don't know the meaning of what work actually is.
I think that's part of it. I think that's part of it, but I think just what is work?
Yeah.
I mean, people don't even like to do their basic household chores anymore.
That's right. Or even, you know what? Clean out their vehicle. Like, this is weird. I don't know.
Do your dishes.
Yeah, I get that. But you know what's funny is I'll get out of the parking lot, I'll get out of the car, and I'm walking in, grocery store, or, supermarket, wherever it is, and I'm looking inside car windows. And I'm not like peeking at their stuff. I'm actually genuinely, I'm just curious on how people leave their vehicles. Like, are you a clean person or are you not a clean person? And I walk past cars and there's newspapers across the top. There's cup holders everywhere. There's pop glasses everywhere, whatever, cups, and there's stuff all over the front seat, and there's all this junk. And it's just like, how dare you? How can you actually drive your vehicle like this? So, I mean, I'm to the point where I have to run out to my car 3 minutes before anybody gets into it and just make sure there's not like a little speck of a wrapper on the seat. Like, I want to make sure it looks like it's ready to go.
Yeah.
That's weird.
No, it's not. It's not weird. I don't think it's weird. Like, we're very clean people, but some people, I think we're freaks. Like, for a while, like, we had to really, like, okay, boys and girls in the office, like, clean up your shit. Yeah. Like, put your stuff away. And we had to get on them pretty hard about that several times.
Well, now it looks...
Now they do an awesome job. Like, they know the expectations. They keep it very clean. And
they do.
But I think for a while they thought we were nuts.
Well, I am nuts. And we've talked about this before. And for those that...
I don't think we're nuts. I think we're clean.
We are nuts.
We're clean and somewhat organized.
We're clean and we're very organized. But the reality is that we reset every day. It's like you wake up out of bed. It's almost like... Was it Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, that was a great show.
50 First Dates, whatever you want to do. But you wake up every day and it's just reset. I mean, literally, I walked in the office this morning for the first time in probably way too long, just working here with clients, whatever. But it looks exactly the same as it did 4 weeks ago. Like, everything is the same. There's nothing out of place. Everything is emptied, and it just looks nice. It's very calming. It's just like zen, and I love that feeling.
But how many years did we struggle with, like, having 10, 12 people in the same office left to their own devices? Like, it was chaos. It was disgusting. It was nasty. Like, there was explosions in the microwave.
I think you and I, it wasn't
IT crap everywhere. Screwdrivers.
It was an argument, but I remember on a Saturday morning at our old office, I guess, the old offices, we got there and the cars were trashed. Like, all three of them were just, or four, but at the time they were just trashed. And so I literally took everything out of the vehicles and
threw it out of the car.
I threw them out of the car. I said, I'm done with it. I threw it out there.
He
and
was
then
done.
They went to the garbage can there. It could have been
servers
and PCs and laptops. I didn't give a crap.
Thousands of dollars.
That car was going to be just clean.
He was mad.
That was mad. And I'm like, okay, you follow me in this one. I'll go in this one. We went to the car wash, and we're literally like with the power sprayers. We didn't do this, of course, but the power sprayers on the inside, just shooting everything, making sure they're clean. And we got back, and then we got the other cars done. And I remember it's still on my Instagram profile of a picture of you or a picture of me inside that old car. And yeah, it was so nice. So anyways, now it's like we walk past it and say, Nate, you got a pop ring right here next to the cup holder.
It's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. I don't know. So anyways.
I think our employees thought we were kind of crazy, though.
They still think we're kind of crazy.
Probably.
So it's okay, though.
But that's okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's what we've been doing. We're going to kind of continue
What else have we been doing? We've been really, we kind of went off on several tangents.
You've had some family health issues.
We're at that age where
side of the family, we've had some family health issues.
And
her ex-husband, my ex-wife. I mean, I just wish together someday they would get married, but whatever. That's
drama.
That's not going to happen. Yeah, just drama, drama everywhere, and kids and I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff going on.
There's been a lot.
Yeah, maybe McKenna should just film us real time all the time.
She should. I talked to her about that the other day, and
the problem is that she has.
She'd be bored with me.
No, she's not bored. She has
totally.
I think she has a pure mind. I don't know her wild and crazy side. I don't want to know her wild and crazy side. But I think if she would literally follow us around for a week and a half, I think she would think, okay, you guys are both certified nutcases. I'm not going to do this anymore. Maybe not though.
Maybe you, but I am completely normal and down to earth person.
Yeah. Every Tuesday after 5 p.m. or something, maybe for like an hour or two.
You're funny.
Yeah. So anyways, well, that's what we've been up to. I don't know, man. That's what we've been up to. So maybe we'll check out and kind of start this trend up again and kind of keep on going. Oh, you know what?
What?
I think, never mind. Just actually reminded me about something I can't talk on this podcast, but all right.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Maybe.
Kind of confidential.
Okay.
Yeah, it can't be talked about at all.
See, that's the problem with what we do. Like, especially with what I do. Like, I just can't talk about it. So what are we going to talk about?
We can talk about a lot of what you're doing. We can talk a lot about what you're not doing.
Okay. All right. Let's see what happens.
There you go. All right. Catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.